Jessica Rabbit is the bestest dog in the world. 3 years ago, I was on a walk in my local park, Chiltern Water Park. It's this lovely, long, tree-lined corridor. The light was dappled, it was falling on the path, and Jessica Rabbit was beside me. She was happy, she was sniffing, and she had a waggy tail. And then, way off in the distance, a little white powder puff came round the corner. And suddenly, my heart sank. My stomach started doing flips. And Jess, she went all tense. She went down into a collie crawl, and her tail went down in between her legs. But I knew what to do. I got out my raw liver, and I waved it in front of her nose. But all she could do was say, get that food out of my way, Mum. And the whole time, this little dog, this lovely little white dog, was coming closer and closer. And I was getting more and more stressed. Jess started barking and barking. She started doing acrobatics and flips on the end of the lead. And so all I could do was to drag her off the path and through the undergrowth and out of the way. I found a seat by the little lake and I sat down and I cried and I cried. This is not what I had imagined when I'd rescued her from the Dogs Trust. I was completely heartbroken. I'd got a dog so that I could go walking in the lakes, and I couldn't even walk her in my local park. Jess walked up to me and she sat down and she cocked her head to the side as if to say, "What's wrong, Mum?" And my heart melted, and I knew that she deserved better. I knew that I had to get her some help. We managed to find, I've got a husband, we managed to find a wonderful behavioural vet who told us a lot about what was going on for Jess and the fact that she'd had adverse puppy experiences. She'd had no puppy friends, she'd had no exposure to other dogs, and she'd been taken away from her mum much too young. And as a result, she suffered from acute anxiety around other dogs. We didn't know this when we got her because we rescued her from the Dogs Trust. And over the time that we had had her, she had been telling us in so many ways that she was deeply unhappy when we were out walking, but we didn't understand. But over time, we learnt to read her body language. We learnt that when she was licking her lips and yawning and shaking, and when her tail was down, that she was telling us, "I'm really worried, Mum." I've learnt that when a dog is happy, it's got a nice, big, soft tail. And any other tail up and crazy or down between the legs means that your dog is not as good as it could be. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this to raise awareness of what dogs all over our country are trying to tell us. I would like your help and your understanding, because there are thousands of dogs in the UK who need your compassion. I want to tell you about the Yellow Dog campaign. If you see a dog wearing a yellow coat or a yellow bandana or even a yellow ribbon, I'm asking you to stop and think, could I be making this situation worse? You can make a huge difference to dogs like Jess by keeping your dog under control. Please don't ever let your dog rush up to a dog that's on a lead. You might be sitting there going, "Yeah, but my dog's friendly." It's not about your dog. It's about dogs like Jess. This is not about aggressive dogs either. Jess is not aggressive. If she was aggressive, she would have been destroyed a long time ago. Yellow dogs need space. because they might be ill, they might be injured, they might be in training, or they might be deeply anxious, like Jess. If you see a yellow dog, please keep on moving, further away from us, or give us time and space to move away from you. Thank you so much for making a massive difference to the quality of life of dogs like our Jessica Rabbit.